Good morning. I'm Bee Nguyen, and today I'm here in my capacity as the State Director for Senator Warnock, and I am also here as a member of the AAPI community and specifically as an Asian woman. Yesterday, Senator Warnock took the floor and delivered remarks to recognize the 8 Georgians who lost their lives 2 years ago on March 16th. The brutal tragedy rocked our AAPI community here in Georgia and across the country. I'd like to begin by sharing with you a portion of those remarks made by Senator Warnock. He said, "Importantly, I must mention that this attack was meant to harm Georgia's Asian American community and especially women of Asian descent. And unfortunately, this awful act that happened in Georgia is not isolated, but rather part of the same trend of growing hate and violence, which has caused pain to so many of us, especially members of the AAPI community. In recent years, anti-Asian hate crimes have increased significantly, more than 300% according to media reports. And at the same time, we've seen acts of hate rise against our Jewish brothers and sisters, against our Muslim friends and neighbors, against our LGBTQ+ community and our trans brothers and sisters, and against the sense of safety our students have felt at our historically Black colleges and universities. And so I think back to how Georgians charted a path forward for our nation 2 years ago. We came together and reminded each other that the only way to face the future is to love one another, to be respectful of our different histories while focused on our shared future. Georgia's greatest son, the great American, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said it best. "We're tied in a single garment of destiny, caught up in an inescapable network of mutuality. Whatever affects us one directly affects all indirectly." The terrible act of violence we witnessed on March 16, 2021 ought to remind us that we all have a stake in each other's well-being, that it is our duty to stay committed to a peace that recognizes we are in this together. And so I want to say to my AAPI sisters and brothers, I want to say to all my neighbors, I will continue to stand with you against hate and against violence. Now, for me, as a Georgian, and specifically as an Asian woman, the violent massacre that took the lives of 8 people, including 6 Asian women, shook me to my core. And it was not because of my concerns for my own personal safety. It was because I saw in these women my own mother, my aunties, my grandmother. And in the aftermath of the tragedy, we would learn that many of these women were working vulnerable jobs and during the height of the pandemic, that it would take days to even learn their names, to know their identities, to learn that they were grandmothers, mothers, and daughters who came to our country in search of greater opportunity, and their American dreams ended suddenly and violently. And so suddenly that there were no last words, there weren't even screams. They left behind children, grandbabies, grieving parents, and an entire community of AAPI and immigrants in Georgia and across the country, in pain, in sorrow, in anger, in fear. The tragedy unveiled to us the often untold experiences of the AAPI community and immigrant communities. Our feelings of invisibility, what it's like to be unseen and to feel unheard, what it is like to live in the shadows. So today, as we gather together as a collective community, my hope is that we continue to be strong and steadfast in our efforts to build a safe place for our AAPI community, that we use our voices for ourselves and for other marginalized communities, that we are not just gathering together to share our collective grief, but we build together our power. And in doing so, we honor the lives of the 8 people, those who were robbed of their futures 2 years ago. So in closing, know that Senator Warnock and our team will always stand with Georgians, with the AAPI community, whether it means working to pass legislation like the COVID-19 Hate Crimes Act into law, or to better track and hopefully prevent future tragedies. We are in this together, and me personally, as an Asian woman, I will always use my voice to stand up for our community and other marginalized communities. Thank you.